Somewhere in the freezing snows of Dragon Mount, a child has just been born who is destined to either save the world or destroy it. But across the entire continent, only two young students, Moiraine and Suan, know the precise timing of this birth. Instead of launching a global search, the political machine of the White Tower traps them in bureaucracy. While the elder Aes Sedai move with a maddening lack of urgency, Moiraine and Suan spend their nights secretly copying specific names into hidden pocket journals, searching for the boy through birth records. Moiraine is increasingly haunted by images of a dying infant in the snow and a man without a face. While the tower treats the prophecy as a dusty administrative task, she is living with the constant private terror that the savior will be found by the wrong people while she is stuck behind a desk. She realizes she has to break the rules. To hunt this child herself, she needs the authority and freedom of a full Aes Sedai, which means demanding to take the final exam far before she has mastered her training. Acquiring the power to act requires her to willingly step into a lethal crucible while her skills are still unproven. Safely channeling the 5 powers, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, requires an unbreakable state of absolute serenity. The magic is incredibly sensitive to emotions. If a student panics for even a second, the result is a violent collapse of the weave. An adversarial red sister named Elida knows Moraine's test is approaching. She intercepts a private practice session to administer a brutal, unauthorized training. Elida unleashes deafening magical distractions and relentless physical blows, deliberately trying to force Moiraine to lose her center. Moiraine is forced to weave delicate, intricate magic while being repeatedly struck, pushed to the edge of her physical endurance. Under Elida's cruelty, Moiraine fails the weaves dozens of times. She eventually collapses in tears, her composure finally shattered by the sheer accumulation of pain. Later, as Moiraine and Suan treat their bruised bodies with ointment, they realize this torture was a deliberate preview of the real test. The experience leaves them hardened, possessing a resolve that their peers haven't yet earned. The true test is not raw capacity for power, but the ability to endure trauma without letting the mask of calm slip. 9 days later, Moiraine receives a sudden, unannounced summons. She is led deep into a pristine, silent, white stone vault far beneath the tower. To take the test, she must strip entirely naked. This requirement ensures she enters the trial in a state of absolute vulnerability, relying on nothing but her own mind and the light. The mechanism of the trial is a terangrial, a massive, floating ring of ancient magic that creates a pocket of reality where her psychological state is tested. The instructions are clear. She must step inside and weave exactly 100 complex spells in perfect order. If she breaks her serenity, she fails. She is stepping out of the physical world and into a psychological meat grinder. From this point on, she will either emerge as an Aes Sedai or not at all. Moiraine materializes in a courtyard and is immediately confronted by violent, leering thugs. She is forced to suppress her terror and shame, focusing entirely on weaving a solid wall of air to keep them at bay. The environment shifts instantly to a dead, scorching village. She finds herself entangled in razor-sharp thorn bushes that tear at her skin with every movement. While she is trapped in the thorns, a swarm of venomous skull spiders begins crawling down the branches directly toward her. She begins rapid-firing microweaves of fire to incinerate the spiders, all while her mind continues to build the massive primary test weave required for the trial. The gauntlet culminates in a walled square where she is ambushed by giant monstrous Trollocs, beasts with wolf maws and eagle beaks, wielding massive swords. This is the point of cognitive overload. She must maintain her critical test spell, hurl offensive fireballs, and physically dodge lethal blades simultaneously. To find a rhythm through the chaos, Moiraine begins to hum. She treats the battle like a formal ballroom, performing the graceful steps of a courtly dance to keep her movements precise and her mind calm. She executes a formal waltz through the blood-soaked courtyard, decapitating the monsters with lightning and fire while never losing her poise. The student who entered the ring is gone. By enduring this trauma, Moiraine has proven she can maintain her composure in the middle of a literal war. She has earned her shawl, and the hunt for the dragon reborn can finally begin.